Today we're going to be talking about tag damaging a card. I bet you saw my other tag videos and you thought I am a big just tag guys. The point is that I want you to watch these videos with the concept of do whatever benefits you, not necessarily what benefits a company that's not giving you anything in return. They're providing a service. That's all they're doing. You can interpret PSA the same way. PSA has damaged cards too. It's just dependent on what is the percentage of cards that get damaged when you go through that process. Recently as well, tag did raise their price from $15 to $20. I believe this was done because they cannot work with the demand that was being given to them, and they have to lower the demand right now to make sure that their systems are in place. Because an example of what just happened right now would be that they might have too many cards coming in at the same time, that they're wanting to slow it down, take a breather, right? So they raise their prices, and then once you're in a comfortable situation, they might bring the prices down. But as I'm seeing these situations, I understand that they're really just trying to fix the situation of having too many cards, knowing that their systems aren't perfect, trying to perfect their systems because they're making a lot of mistakes and a lot of people are pissed off. There's a lot of things to talk about in this video, but this is the first thing we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about this Charizard right here. Is there is clearly a massive amount of damage. Now you might be thinking, hey, how does that have a 7? The reason that has a 7 is before it got encapsulated or it got slammed, it was actually in a great condition. It was a near mint card. When it got scanned, you can see that there is no damage, but in the slab, it's clearly right there. Like, it is so obviously there. We're going to watch a video talking about the perspective of the customer, and we're also going to talk about tag's response to this, which I even left a comment on their Facebook group. I do want to point out this video is being allowed to be posted on the tag grading community. This is a community that is made by tag. Like, they are the admins, they're the moderators to this. They had the ability to deny this post, but they're not doing so. They're allowing this conversation to be there. I appreciate that. And I appreciate that because what I really want out of all of this is for them to acknowledge their mistakes and to see how they can improve their system so it doesn't happen again. These conversations are good. Like, I think if PSA makes a mistake, if CGC makes a mistake, if tag makes a mistake, it's okay to talk about it. Even if you like the service, which I do, I'm a big fan of tag, right? Even if I like the service, you have to talk about how they suck, right? Like, if you don't talk about how something sucks, like, you're being unfair about what you're enjoying in that sense. If you can, I'll talk about the negatives as well. We're gonna watch a little bit of this video. I didn't watch the whole thing, but let's just watch it.
So this is going to be a long one, guys. I have what is unfortunately the final update about my Charizard card. Tag is standing their ground, and they're standing really firm on the fact that I have to mail the card back to be regraded and re-encapsulated in order for them to issue any sort of refund, reimbursement, compensation. I have officially decided not to send the card back to Tag. There are several reasons why I don't want to send it back. First and foremost being I've already placed my trust in them one time and this happened. Second, they've already proven to me that their company as a whole lacks integrity and they are negligent. Third, this was never about money. We sent these cards out expecting the grade to be poor. The whole point was to preserve a piece of my childhood. And unfortunately, because they destroyed my card, there's nothing they can do, no amount of money that is going to make it whole again. It is not about the value. It is about the card for me. And at this point, I'm just trying to hold on to and keep what's left of it. This is my last email to Tag, letting them know my final decision to keep the card. To say the least, I'm very disappointed in their response and how they've handled this entire situation. So definitely think twice about who you're sending your cards off to. Thank you all for the support and following my story. I'm sorry that I don't have a better ending for you guys.
Something that was mentioned in a lot of the Reddit threads is that there was an NDA that was asked to be signed, and I believed it based on what I was reading. Something that this is right here, my comment. My name is Robert. Hi. I 100% just think they should pay them out. This whole issue is kind of funny when you consider the whole argument is over $350. This is me posting a screenshot of the price charting at that moment. And the NDA is kind of dumb, LMAO. Whoever sent the customer to the customer was dumb AF. That is my opinion on it. So this is me, someone that enjoys Tag, commenting on their posts, and like, I'm chilling to it. That is my opinion of it. Let's go ahead and read a little bit of their response. There was a lot to be said here. We want to start by saying again, how truly sorry we are for what happened in this case. We've been in ongoing contact with the customer as well as the person who submitted it on their behalf, and have already issued refunds of the grading fees and extended an offer to cover the fair market value of the card. Part of that process requires having the card returned so it can be safely removed from the slab, the certification can be fully closed, and there's no risk of an invalid grade remaining in circulation. This is extremely important as it is to protect any prospective buyers and the secondary market for all tag graded cards. As an added option, we also offer to re-encapsulate it as verified, authentic, if the customer prefers, though that step is completely optional. To be very clear, the situation and that of the Venusaur were completely anomalies. Tag has safely and meticulously graded hundreds of thousands of cards, and the type of issue seen here was an outlier. We've identified what caused this incident and have already taken steps to eliminate the possibility of it happening again. We recognize how much this trust collectors place in us and how painful it is to see a cherished card affected. While rare mistakes like this cut deep, and we're committed to making things right and being accountable when they occur. Tag exists to serve collectors with a trusted service based in precision and data. In this instance, we failed to deliver that service. Our priority now is to do right by the collector while safeguarding the integrity of every card we grade moving forward. I will say, there's two other situations that we're going to go over in this video, again, because it still is related and it's important, because I think a lot of this conversation started to get overblown. And again, the reason that I think this is kind of overblown is because, like I said, this card is worth $350. If I'm completely honest, this person is slightly, in my opinion, this is my opinion, I think it's overblown. The reason I believe it's overblown is because if customer service is providing you options to be able to fix your problem or the issue that you had with the service, I do not understand why you would be upset past that point. If you're being given options, if you're upset with $350, you could say, I'll take 500, I'll take 1,000. Like it's ridiculous to me that we are so overblown. And I think it's one of those situations that I just have so many expensive slabs on me like all the time that like this is so whatever to me. If I'm completely honest, they damaged my cards, I'd be pissed. The only thing you can really want is for them to fix the issue. If they fix the issue, congrats, I'm happy. If they don't fix the issue, I'm pissed and I'm going to send a lot of arguments. Or you want the issue to be fixed at a higher standard than what they're fixing it, then ask that. Like, that's my opinion on it. I'd be upset. I'm thinking about it in like their perspective. I'd be pissed off, but I'd just like send them a message. Hey, this happened. Can you do anything for me? This is really, really frustrating kind of thing. I get it. Moving on, for the NDA situation, we want to be clear about the situation. We truly are sorry for what happened to Mary's card. A solution was offered with full restitution, refunding the fair market value without requiring the card back, and also replacing it in the same grade to help with the sentimental impact. No NDA was ever requested. That was misinformation. We also reached out to the original submitter, a card shop owner, and offered restitution to them before being connected with the owner of the card. By that time, videos have already been made against us. A lot of misinformation has gotten out about this. Our policy has never been to insist on regrading a card, only to remove it from the slab to protect the integrity of the market. In this case, we made an exception and offered both restitution and replacement. We've graded over 500,000 cards, and while mistaken, are extremely rare. When they happen, we take accountability and everything we can do to make it right. If you read this secondary response to it, they're also stating literally, sure, if that's not what you want, we'll add another layer. You don't have to send us the card back. Do you want the money? Like, what else can we do? Tag is trying their best. Like, from a customer service perspective, they're doing more than they have to, because they're like, okay, we'll give you the money if you give us the card. I don't want you to give you the card back. Okay, we'll give you the money back. I don't want your money. It's just like, okay, then like, how can I help you? Like, I'm sorry, we made a mistake. How can we help? So again, is it wrong that they messed up the card? 1,000 billion%. But I'd be pissed off more than anything if they were not giving solutions. Anyways, we're moving on. There's still other issues and damages that they've done. Tag damaged my RCS during grading. The issue, and something that I think a lot of people might not see, of how Tag opens themselves up to being noticed or being tracked, in their mistake. For example, PSA will take a photo of your slab, but there will never be image processing of the card before it gets graded. Unlike Tag, which right here, you can see that they damaged the card probably while putting it into the slab. Shit, bro, like that sucks. And this is very obviously clear. There is a ding now on that foil, whereas before it wasn't there. I'm trying to look at it and it really doesn't look like it's there. I tried to double check, make sure before I made this video. Hey, is it there? Am I tripping? It is not there when you take a photo of it. You can shit on Tag as much as you want. There's no one that really can tell you not to shit on them for their mistakes. I want you to acknowledge that PSA does not take a photo of your card before they send it. I just want you to acknowledge that. If your card gets damaged while at PSA, there's not a strong way of knowing that it was damaged at PSA unless you took a photo of the card. Unlike Tag, which is if there's obviously a high definition image taken of it, and then there's a slab image as well, it's really easy to tell when Tag messes up during that process. You go from step A to step B, hey, they look different. You go from step A, but that's it. Like, you can't see the card further. Like, there's nothing before on PSA side that you can say, hey, they damaged my card. And I think that's a little bit trickier, and that's what makes Tag a little bit more open to them being caught on these mistakes. For example, this RCS, because they're clearly being shown a very high quality image of how the card looked like before they slapped it up. So now how can you say it was the pre-grader's fault if it's very obvious, right, that you are being given, hey, here's an image of before we slap it and then after we slap it, and it's very easy for you to be able to see that if we made any mistakes. Here is the third and final damage. Professor Metri got his card graded through PSA. When he got his card graded through PSA, they gave it a 5. There was a crease. What Tag noticed afterwards is that the crease was there. The issue is that they gave the card a 9 because they didn't see the crease. Since they didn't see the crease, now there's a whole situation because they just got rid of certification of the card. You can no longer see that this card exists as a Tag slab, and how interesting where they deactivated it. So just things to think about, but I don't want you to leave this video and say Tag is shit. I think if anything, we should be critical of all grading companies in the same way. So again, from this video, be critical of all grading companies. If a grading company sucks ass, be upset with them. It's normal. It makes sense. If they're not giving you the service that you're asking for, you should be upset with them. If they're trying to fix the problem, awesome, great, appreciate it, keep it going, right? But if a company doesn't give a shit, and I've seen cases for a lot of companies that don't give a shit, I'd be like, you know what? I'm not going to bother sending cards to the Tag because they don't give a shit. That's not the case. The case is simply that their systems are clearly shitty still. And that's just the reality of it, right? Like, there's still issues happening. There's still errors happening. So sure, if it bothers you, you know, you don't have to grade a Tag, but just know all grading companies have this issue, and you might be unlucky. Like, this might happen to you in whatever grading company, because when you encapsulate it, you know, your card might just get damaged. Again, I'm making this video before anyone starts calling me a Tag shill. No one's paying me. No one's paying you. Do whatever is best for you.